Hello ladies, I'm so glad I got the chance to do this because it's the first time I've gotten dressed all week. My name is Sarah and I'm married to Daniel and we have 4 children. We have Ben, who's 8 and is obsessed with Minecraft. Abby is 5 and she loves all things princesses.
Princess Brooke!
Anna is 2 and she got the chance to sleep in a big girl bed for the first time last night. Elizabeth is 10 months and she loves to eat. We moved to St. Catharines in July. I'm originally from the Bahamas and Daniel is from Toronto. Now you might be wondering why in the world we're here and not on the beach right now. But have you ever tried to take 4 kids to the beach? It's not easy. But between constant power outages, high crime rates, no parks and libraries, we thought that this would be a better place to raise our family. Daniel is a videographer who works from home. So even before this whole coronavirus thing happened, we were home a lot. I'm pretty sure our neighbors think we're hermits. I knew I wanted to homeschool my kids before I met Daniel. In high school, I had 2 great friends who were as opposite as can be. One was worldly, wealthy, and fun. She went to boarding school, had a live-in maid, and her parents gave her everything she wanted. I wanted to have a family and life just like hers eventually. My other friend had been homeschooled until high school. She was innocent, her parents were protective, and she loved Jesus more than anyone else I ever knew. As we got older, my exciting friend's life slowly crumbled and she eventually died in a car accident. My worldview was shaken and I started to wonder what the purpose of life was. At the time, I was a diehard fan of Boundless, which was focused on the family's young adult ministry. I consumed everything they wrote about marriage, family, and life. It made me think about what my future role as a wife and mother would look like. And I knew that when I had kids, I wanted to raise them to love Jesus. Homeschooling seemed like the best option for that. Daniel, at that point in time, was not on board. He'd actually never heard of homeschooling. But after watching a show on 100 Huntley Street, he came around. Before I had kids, I was an auditor. I'm an accountant by trade, not a teacher like most of you. When I had Ben, I stayed home, and I eagerly tried to do all of the things that I had spent hours reading about for preschool. Ben was not interested. And so I learned my first and most valuable lesson for homeschooling so far, which is that when they are ready, it will click. Years later, I finally saw that in action when he went from reading cat as k-at, and then went from torture to being effortless. My homeschool style is definitely eclectic. I use whatever works, and that changes pretty regularly. My planning and organizing is a paperclip that stays in my book and it moves from one lesson to the next when we're finished. I usually just try to do 20 minutes of each subject a day, and when we're done that 20 minutes, we're done. Move on to the next thing. The paperclip moves forward if we can move it. My life motto is do the next thing, and that is a hard lesson to learn. Having 4 kids has been and still is a huge struggle for us. Sometimes figuring out how to make it all work seems impossible. My house is a disaster at the moment, but that's okay because my kids are happy, I guess. I've been so blessed over the years to always have an incredible homeschool community, whether it was in the Bahamas or Burlington and now here with you guys. I've always found support and community that makes homeschooling doable. I have spent the last 4 years of my life, all of my homeschool years, either nursing, a newborn, or pregnant. It'll be interesting to see what the next season of life holds. It'll be interesting to see what the next season of life holds for all of us at this point. That's my story, and thank you for listening.